Hello. I hope you can hear me on this microphone. I'm gonna see if I can hear myself through here. Nope, I can't. Okay. What I want to talk about is the TikTok ban. Because it is in Japan. Like, I live in Japan. I think I've definitely reminded a bunch of people that I live in Japan. So many times on here. But yeah, I am affected by it. I'm affected by the TikTok ban. Even though I live in Japan, I have a Japanese phone. Like, I bought, like, this phone in Japan. Oh. Like, it was about to, like, it was gonna have a little filter. What the heck? That's weird. Okay, I hope you saw that, because, like, anyways, but I got this phone here in Japan. I have a Japanese phone number. Like, I've been living here for 6 years now, and, like, I woke up this lovely afternoon and I went onto TikTok, and I was thinking that I wouldn't be affected, but no, I am affected. If you can see here, I'm gonna open up TikTok. Look at that. Sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the US. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned. And you can either learn more or close the app. And when you press learn more, it goes to here, this page, where it just says the same thing, except it says in the meantime you can still log in to download your data. And so I went into my computer to log in, and I requested to download my data, because apparently, like, once you have all, like, that data downloaded, like, the data includes, like your likes, your followers, who you follow, like, pictures, videos, everything you've made, you've saved, favorited, and everything on there, like, it's all gonna be downloaded. And I think if you, like, there's two formats you can, like, download. It's either, like, the TXT, like, text, or whatever that's called, and then JSON. It's spelled JSON. I don't remember which one, but I think it might be JSON. If you download the JSON file, it sounds kind of scary. You can import that data onto other services. Someone that I know from college, she it's the same thing. Like, she had a TikTok account here in Japan, but she went to visit her family in the US, came back, and I guess TikTok somehow, I think maybe because, like, her phone was in the US, like, it automatically, like, switched, like, her country, like, region or whatever to the US. So when she came back, I guess she didn't realize that she had to manually change the region to Japan, and now she can't access her TikTok, because I guess you have to, like, change the region to your region before, like, the TikTok ban would be enacted and taken and affected, whatever that word is. So, like, I posted on my story that I don't have access to my TikTok account on my phone, and she basically said, like, the only way that she could access TikTok and to, like, look at TikToks and everything was to just, like, create a new account, pretty much, like, delete the app, re-download it, and create a new account to access it, and then, like, from there you can go and, like, see your, like, account and be able to, like, download content from there. So that's what she's been doing, I guess. And so yeah, I have been affected, and it's kind of sad. Like, it really reminds me of Fahrenheit 451 and, like, Animal Farm, and I guess, like, I haven't read it yet, but I've heard that, like, 1984 is a good book to read, by George Orwell, when it comes to like the government and Big Brother and all that stuff. But yeah, for me specifically, I've read Fahrenheit 451, and I've also read Animal Farm, and like the way that people in power are able to just so easily control things and control people and restrict and ban stuff is like crazy. Like, I know that like TikTok has been the app that has, you know, a lot of people feeling kind of mixed emotions. Like, they have a lot of mixed emotions and feelings with the app. Like, you know, it's like sometimes TikTok can be very helpful. You know, like I feel like TikTok was one of those apps where they were really able to like, you know, access a lot more information. And I mean, like, younger people like literally used to, or they would use TikTok as like their search engine pretty much instead of Google. And so now that like a lot of people, I think like 150 million users are unable to like access that now, like I wonder what it's gonna be like for people to like go through life without TikTok. Like, a lot of people started their careers on TikTok, like a lot of content creators, and because like there's like a lot of content creators and people that I follow on Instagram and YouTube that all started on like TikTok, like literally just started on TikTok and just like grew their career from there because of like how easy it was for people to like get to have like viral videos and everything, to have a platform pretty much. And like even though like sometimes like the platform like TikTok would give attention or virality, whatever, to people that we wouldn't want to like give that kind of attention to, like overall like it was just a big community of people that would share information and like just, you know, it was just like its own world. Like TikTok was just like its own, it is still like its own very unique world. Cause like I think like within like the past 5-6 years of TikTok being a social media app, like we've witnessed a lot of trends. We've witnessed a lot of like underrated, underhyped artists like getting the recognition and the attention that they so deserve. Like a lot of shows and movies and books that we haven't heard of or, you know, getting the attention because of TikTok. A lot of, you know, especially music, especially artists that had wanted to get their break into like the music scene. For example, like Chappell Roan, like she would make a lot of TikToks and stuff. I mean, she still would, I guess, up until now. But like she would make like TikToks, like really funny, cute TikToks, before she became like, you know, who she's known as now, as like the Chappell Roan, with like her music and everything. She would promote her music and show like behind the scenes stuff on there. And I feel like that, like TikTok was something that really like was able to grow a lot of people's careers and like, you know, what they, you know, and their skill sets and, you know, what they dreamt to do. And the fact that like, an entire country and people that I guess have their region set to the US is like completely affected by it and they can't access it anymore pretty much for now. I don't know what it's gonna be like after this, because I'm just gonna edit it and like just put it out there right now, right like today or tonight or tomorrow, I don't know. But I wonder what it's gonna be like, because I know that like Instagram has its reels and YouTube has its shorts, and I guess Twitter might have something like that. I don't know. I'm not on Twitter. Snapchat has something kind of similar from what I remember the last time I was on there. LinkedIn also has something similar to like TikTok, really good, so like short form content. So I'm kind of wondering, like how, like if TikTok were to be completely like officially like permanently banned in the US and its territories and other places, like maybe including military bases too, I guess, and like any person that just happened to have their like region set to the US, like me, I guess, and some of my friends who live here in Japan, and in other countries, like, I wonder how things are going to, like, get viral, and, like, how, so, like, pop culture is going to change after this. You know what I mean? 'Cause, like I said, like, so many people were able to get, like, their business to thrive and to start from TikTok, and, you know, a lot of trends with, like, clothing and subcultures, like, literal, like, communities and fan bases and subcultures getting noticed and, like, grown and get bigger because of TikTok and noticed because of TikTok, and being, I don't know, like, yeah, like, trends being brought back from, like, the dead pretty much, and just, like, so many things. A lot of, like, events happened, I think, because of TikTok pretty much. And yeah, I wonder how, like, you know, like, with Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, like, I wonder how people are going to spend their time after TikTok. Like, how are they going to be able to access the information that they used to? How, like, because also, like, the younger generation, like, especially, like, Gen Alpha, I think, definitely grew up, like, using TikTok as, like, one of their main social media platforms, especially people in the, you know, kids and Gen Alpha, whatever, like, in the US. So I wonder how it's going to be, like, for, like, users that are Gen Alpha in the US. Like, I wonder how they're going to deal with the fact that, like, one of their main, like, social media platforms is just basically disappeared today. It's just, you just can't go on to it at all unless you're in a completely different country. I mean, who knows? It might just be banned all over the world at some point, you know? Like, as brain rotty TikTok is, like, it was also quite nice. It was quite fun. Like, you really got to see, like, the really, really quick evolution of what social media was like in the very beginning. But, like, all in the span of, like, 5-6 years, which is crazy, you know? Like, because a lot of these, like, you know, Instagram and YouTube, Twitter, like, they were all created, like, 10 plus years ago, and we were able to, like, very slowly see, like, you know, how these, like, apps, like, kind of evolved and updated and added things and got rid of things. And, like, I know that, like, they're scared about, like, the safety of the citizens and people that are using the app and everything, and the security, and how it's owned by some Chinese company or whatever. But, like, what about Instagram or YouTube or other apps that are owned by American companies that use, like, the same amount of information that TikTok uses and has access to? Like, what about those apps? Like, shouldn't you just ban those? Like, what's the problem with TikTok? Like, it was just so much fun. And, like, I know that, like, TikTok probably might not actually be, like, permanently banned. It might come back, or I might just create a new account and just continue life with a new account. But it's just, like, the emotional attachment that I have with my account that I basically, like, I created in the US where I don't live anymore, and, you know, creating memories there in a house like I don't live anymore, and with, like, music and trends that were once a thing back then, with an app that was just, like, you know, starting to become popular and people were dancing on it and everything, and, like, it's just kind of, it's sad to see it banned. You know, a lot of people's, honestly, like, source of happiness and positivity and way to, like, escape, it's just gone. And it's sad to me. Like, and the weird thing is, though, I literally deleted my TikTok app in April or May-ish of 2024, and I hadn't, like, re-downloaded it ever since, well, until, like, a few days before the ban, mainly because I was like getting really sick of TikTok and everything. Like, there had been some times where I was really annoyed by it and irritated by it and like the content and everything on there, and I was like, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. And so I just finally made the decision to at least delete like the app. I would still have my account on there, you know, and just, you know, if I want to go back on there, I would just download it again, because obviously I thought that I had access to it. Yeah, and so when I re-downloaded it and started looking through like a lot of people's like, you know, first saved sounds and stuff and secrets that like we've kept since making that one viral video or whatever, and like just like seeing these like long time like these like content creators that really like started on TikTok and created their image, their brand, their you know, their career, business, whatever on TikTok, saying goodbye and like saying like they're like, you know, posting their final videos and stuff, and you know, like it was just so sad. And also like I was just trying to like pretty much binge watch and binge scroll through like all the content that I'd missed within like the past like 6, 7, 8 months, and like just like seeing all the content that I missed, and content that was actually quite helpful, not gonna lie. Like, I wish I downloaded a lot of the stuff that I looked at just last night and like the day before, like hair care related stuff, like skincare, makeup tips, like hair colors that you might want to like dye your hair to, or like or just like very like educational stuff, like news and everything. Like, I wish I could have like downloaded that last minute, or like followed those people on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. But now I don't have access to that. I wish I could have made my likes at least public before I would somehow, you know or find out that like I wouldn't have access to my TikTok account anymore, so that I could make a new account on TikTok and then go to my likes on my existing TikTok account and just like save all of them and like them and then like download them onto my phone or something. But instead, I've requested to download my data from TikTok, and depending on how much I've saved and whatever, and like how much data I've requested, it might take like a while for them to like process the request and for me to like download and everything. Like, I don't know if I should just like just sort of give up in a way and just like create a new account and find my account, maybe cry for a little bit, and then like try to find all like the saved videos somehow, try to get access to that, and then eventually like, you know, see that my request has been, you know, approved, and I can download my data and then like just go on from there and somehow maybe transfer that data onto the new account if I can. Or I'll just wait, download the data like I requested, and then see what happens. See if like somehow I can have access to my TikTok account really quick if I can, and then just like, I don't know, change the region to Japan or something, or at least publicize my likes, at least if I'm not going to be able to have that kind of access again to my account or whatever, for whatever reason. I don't really know. Like, I think in America right now, in New York, it is 4:30 in the morning, January 19th, 4:30 a.m. In Los Angeles, it is 1:40 a.m., January 19th. And right now in Japan, it is currently 6:40 p.m., January 19th. So I wonder how, like, everything's gonna start to, like, unravel. I'm just wondering how people are gonna be reacting to it, how the inauguration's gonna happen, how, like, I'm like a little stressed, not gonna lie. Like the US isn't the whole world. Like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't like it. I don't like And the way that they're like handling the environment related stuff, I don't like it. Like I don't think we're gonna be living after like what, 20 years, 30 years. Like, editing Abby here. Right here, I just went into like a good 15-20 minute rant. I went into like a little tangent about like climate change and all these like things that we're finding out now as like the world is sort of like burning up more and more. And I think because of like TikTok getting banned randomly, like I just kind of like go like vent on about other things related to like removing, you know, like measures and laws and stuff that protect our environment and everything, and how all they just want is money, and all they think about is money, and they don't want to think about anything else but themselves and their money and how they control the world, how they have that much power. Yeah, if you want me to talk about it, if you want me to like talk about how like sort of sad I am about the world and like that entire rant to be online, totally let me know. I don't know, like what future do we have? And with like TikTok being banned and pretty much people losing access to information that they feel like they can't really get anywhere else, and you know, with the more restrictions and limitations to what we can access and stuff online, and like censorship and everything that some apps have. Sorry, I've been talking for too long, so I'm gonna drink some water. You know, like with the ban and like bans of things and limitations and censorships of things, along with knowing, like having that knowledge that like corporations that aren't like unethical corporations, I'll say unethical corporations that are constantly not really caring about the earth, like knowing that stuff and knowing that things are going to be banned and we're going to have limited access to things and we're going to get censored from things, and like governments are going to be like controlling things more and whatnot, like it just kind of just give up a little bit. You kind of just feel like you just want to give up and just see see how things turn out. Like honestly, that's what I've been doing. Like I used to really care. I mean, I still do care if I'm talking about it this much, but like we all live once, you know. It's like I just want to like live life the way that I want to without worrying about all this stuff, but I just can't help but worry about it. And it's kind of sad. And like, what about these birds? Like, I want to make sure that these birds are safe, you know? Like even my dog, like, I mean, we give him like food and we give him treats, and he goes out and like maybe randomly eats something in nature and like on his walks and stuff. Like, he's not a natural baby boy, he's not a natural baby doggy. Like, he's just also probably filled with microplastics. That's a terrifying thought. Yeah, I guess those are like my thoughts on TikTok getting banned and just whatnot. I just wanted to like talk about it and put out my thoughts on it before anybody else does, I guess. I'm kidding, but yeah, this is not the type of content that I normally make at all, as you can see. Like, I am planning on making more content where I'm just like sitting and like talking just like this, but not in this way, not in this like sort of unfortunately pessimistic way of thinking about life. Like, it's end. This is Abby of Abby's Archive. I'll see you in another video. I'm just as dizzy as I was in the beginning, as I can tell with the birds above my head. I'll see you in the next one.